we're going to be changing the battery in this 2021 Mercedes Sprinter van. These are going to be the tools needed for today's job. First thing you want to do is come over to the driver's side door, open this guy up, and you should see a little battery marker right here on the floor. We're going to go ahead and remove this panel. Once you remove the two Torx fasteners, go ahead and pull this guy up and put it aside. Next, we're going to go ahead and remove this floor mat. Underneath is going to be the battery compartment. Here's the lid to the battery. We have 4 Torx fasteners to remove. You could loosen them and lift it up and slide the panel over, kind of like how this is, but I had issues with that top bolt over here, so we had to remove that. After, we can go ahead and pull this battery compartment lid and put it aside. Now that we have the battery exposed, let's go ahead and identify our positive and our negative terminals and go ahead and start removing the ground or the negative terminal first. I got this little wire. This actually goes to a little GPS module. Then we have the main battery terminal. What I like to do is remove this and put a rag underneath so we don't connect the circuit again. Next, let's go ahead and move over to the positive side. We're just going to be loosening this nut right here. After that, we can pull this up and try and get all these cables put aside. Lastly, let's go ahead and disconnect this battery terminal connector. Once you do that, you can go ahead and start pulling out the battery. Out with the old and in with the new. First thing I want to do is identify the positive and negative terminal on this battery so I can make sure I'm installing it correctly. Now, before I actually go ahead and connect the terminals all the way, what I do is I actually coat the positive and negative terminal with some dielectric grease. This just helps to give a better continuity, better connection, and hopefully cut down on some corrosion later. For anyone that is working on electrical components, especially with circuits, this dielectric grease is some good stuff. I use it for a lot of my projects. Helps me to get good continuity. All right, now that we got that all coated with some dielectric grease, let's go ahead and put this negative battery terminal on. Let's get it clamped down. Let's not forget to install our GPS. Let's get that torqued. Now the battery's all installed. Make sure that we're all tightened down. Let's not forget our little negative connector. After that, let's go ahead and start installing our battery cover. If you're doing this at home, be mindful of these wires that are coming up in the corner. You don't want to pinch those down with the cover. Once you got this guy put down, line up the holes, get the bolts put in place. Before you torque them down, you want to make sure that you slide this plate all the way forward. You can go ahead and set the final torque for those Torx fasteners. After that, let's go and grab our floor mat. Throw that right back into place. Make sure it sits where it needs to. It lines up with the other floor mats as well. Once you got that guy installed, it's all sitting flush, you can move on to your battery terminal panel. Don't forget to torque down those screws. And after that, go ahead and give it a test start. She's done. Thank you for watching, everyone. Until next time, stay safe out there.